is in the air, and while here in Southeast Texas we don't really have fall or seasons, it's kind of just summer and not summer, that doesn't mean that we can't enjoy the fall festivities too. So this week I decided to go to my local strawberry farm for my fall festivities, and I know what you're probably wondering. Isn't strawberry season over? Yes, it is. However, this specific strawberry farm loves fall, and they like to set up fun little fall activities for people and their families to enjoy. So come with me as I go on an adventure to my local strawberry farm. Now, we should start off with what this strawberry farm really is. Now, this strawberry farm has been around a long time. I remember going to it as a kid, and my mother remembers going to it as a kid. At this specific strawberry farm, they have an area where there's a small little market, kind of just like a little grocery store, where they sell the freshest fruits and vegetables. They also sell an array of soaps. They have a snack bar for all of your snack bar needs, for example, hot dogs and popcorn and ice cream, just in case you felt a little peckish while you were there. They have a bakery where they have an array of baked sweets, pies, cake balls, and stuff of that nature. They sell their own chickens and their own eggs and a lot of very seasonal centric items. For example, now that it's fall, there are a lot of pumpkins. Pie pumpkins, jack-o'-lantern pumpkins, there are gourds, there are tiny tiger pumpkins, there are a bunch of those like decorative corns that you can find so that you can start building up your cornucopia for Thanksgiving. There's just a bunch of stuff here and it's great. Along the back wall, there is this giant pecan cracking machine. People will take their pecans, they'll pour it in there, they'll turn the machine on, and the machine will start peeling them for them. It wasn't going the day that I went, but seeing as how November is almost here, and November means Thanksgiving, Thanksgiving means pie, pecan pie, I feel like a lot of people are going to be going there with bags full of pecans that they've gathered from their trees. Off to the side of the little market area, there's a smokehouse. Now here, they'll process any deer meat that you bring, but they also have different types of smoked meats. There's brisket, there's turkey legs. They have this amazing pecan smoked sausage. It's so good. It's one of the best smoked sausages that I've had. Now, these are the two structures that I definitely remember from my childhood. However, there's something different about one of them, the market. When I was a kid, the market was more open air. As they've grown and as they've improved their business, obviously they've invested in a better building. This building is relatively new. It's very closed. It's like a little metal warehouse. But what I remember as a kid is that it was this kind of like gazebo type thing. It was an open air market where you just walk up and you'll look around. There was a roof over your head, but there was practically no walls. Now, when my mother was a kid and she went here, she told me that they used to set tables up under this beautiful tree. And the tree's still there. It provides shade for the picnic area that they've developed there. But they used to set up tables of fruits and vegetables, and people would just come under this tree and buy all of them. And I wish that I could have seen that. It sounds absolutely beautiful. Some other fun things that I noticed here were this old cash register. Now, according to my mom, this is where it all started. This was the original cash register they used when they first opened this farm. These are the overalls that the original owner used to use when he was out in the strawberry fields. All of these news clippings just show how important that this small little farm has been to our community and surrounding communities. People outside of our city will travel from very far just to come here and pick strawberries every strawberry season. Now, like I said earlier, this place has grown and developed, and as it has done so over the years, it's gone from being a marketplace to an attraction for families and kids. They have a lot more activities for families and kids, the year-round activities being Berryland. Here we can see that it's kind of just a playground that they built for the kids. They used old tires from the old tractors to build a pyramid that they can climb and jump off of. They have this fun little house called the corn box, which is literally just that. It's a corn box. You go in there and there's a bunch of dried corn on the floor, and kids can go in and they can shovel corn into buckets, pour it out, and just have a really fun time just playing in a bunch of dried corn. We have this area where there are geese. And by geese, I mean one goose. They had one goose and 4 chickens, and the chickens were hiding. So here's the goose. He's doing his little goose thing, just walking around being a goose. They have a lot of photo ops around this entire area. A bunch of like little standees where you can go in and just put your face in a pumpkin and take a picture. This giant chair that you can sit at that says Froberg Farms. There's this other photo op where it's a picture frame and you can stand behind it. It says Froberg Farms, Fall 2019. There are a lot of photo ops here, and there were a lot of photo ops in the pumpkin patch. Now, a lot of the activities here for the kids, such as friendly fire, where you can shoot a bunch of plastic balls at your friends, or the rubber duck races, they all cost extra. So, you would get your general admissions wristband, which would say that you're allowed to go into Berry Funland all year round, and in this case for the fall you're allowed to go into the corn maze and the pumpkin patch. But all of the other things, like I said, cost extra, so you'd have to go back and you'd buy tokens for that. One of the fall activities, flower picking, also cost extra, so I don't have any footage of that, but I did get a lot of footage of the things that we were allowed into. So first, the pumpkin patch. Like I said, there are a lot of photo ops here. Photo ops next to this beautiful rainbow fence with all this hay and wheat and pumpkins that you can sit next to. This miniature windmill that I thought was rather adorable, and there are just pumpkins everywhere. There are just a lot of photo op areas. So let's move on to the bigger activity, the corn maze. Now, in light of being fun and, just the best cousin ever, I decided to let my 3-year-old cousin take the lead. And let me tell you, following a 3-year-old around a corn maze is pretty tough. And by pretty tough, I mean very tough. He just kept getting us lost. We'd turn a corner and he'd be like, oh no, we're lost. And then he'd run back and just keep running around and trying to find his way out. And I thought it was rather adorable. We eventually figured out that we made a wrong turn at the beginning. We went right instead of left and forward. So in going right, we were led down a really long path, which led us to believe we were going the right way. But then we encountered dead ends left and right and front and back and up and down and just everywhere. So after we retraced our steps, we decided to go the right way, forward and left. However, my mom got a little frustrated, so she said, I'm just gonna head back to the entrance since we're so close to it. Kind of a bad move on her part, because it turns out that the exit was literally right around the corner. So you enter this maze, turn a few times, and then the exit's just there, and we didn't realize it. So eventually we found the exit, and instead of going out of the actual exit, my cousin decided to play in the mud because, of course, he's a 3-year-old boy, he's going to play in the mud. But as we eventually exited the area, we looked to our left and my mother was coming out of the entrance. We just kind of looked at each other and laughed. But I mean, that's all on her. She decided to leave and drop out early. If she had just stuck with us for 2 more minutes, she would have seen it through, but her fault, not mine. Just saying. I hope you enjoyed this fun little excursion I took to my local strawberry farm, and I hope it kind of encourages you to go out and see if there are any farms near you that you could go to for fall festivities, which I suggest you do very soon. Fall's almost over, and you want to take advantage of the time that you have now that the weather is still kind of bearable. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Remember to stop and observe the world around you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!